Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a worth the buy or nah review on this Ilia skin tint. So this is the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint Broad Spectrum 40. I'm really excited about this. I've heard absolutely amazing things about Ilia, so I wanted to give them a try. I want to say this is like my first product that I've ever tried from them, so I'm really excited. And fun fact, I actually had purchased this once before and the color was way off, so I had to go back and get the right color. What it looks like. Very nice, clean packaging. It is recyclable. They're all about their clean beauty. So it's supposed to be skin that looks like skin. A clean, silicone and fragrance-free tinted moisturizer, packed with active, nourishing ingredients. The nano zinc oxide, which offers that 40 SPF, which is a physical sunscreen. It has plant-based squalene, 6% to help balance skin and improve elasticity. And then it also does have niacinamide, 2%, which helps smooth skin texture. It has a blend of hyaluronic acids, macro and micro, to penetrate into the skin at different levels to help plump and seal hydration. Something I would mention with this is that because it does have its sunscreen, it may run a little bit more on the light side, so you may want to go a shade darker than what you typically would be. For my primer, I'm going to be using the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright face primer. This is one of my favorites, especially when I want more so of that like natural finish, because it does such a beautiful job of brightening my skin, giving it like a really healthy glow, but also keeping the makeup on my face all day long. I actually have a full review on this if you guys want to check it out. I want to say maybe it's like a year or two old, but I still stand by the fact that this Ole Henriksen Banana Bright face primer is amazing. I'm actually already went ahead and put on my face moisturizer and sunscreen about 20 minutes ago. I just used the regular, my First Aid Beauty Oil Control Moisturizer, and also my favorite sunscreen, which is the First Aid Beauty Weightless Liquid Mineral Sunscreen. So we're gonna have that sunscreen, which we should always have sunscreen on our face before we even apply a product, even if it does have sunscreen. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply one side with my sponge. I'm gonna be using this side with a sponge, which I'm not expecting much from, just because I know that this is a very light product. It's not full coverage whatsoever, it's light coverage. And then the other side, I will be using my e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush just to blend everything out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take some on the back of my hand like that. See, like the color just looks very light. So I'm kind of hoping that, like, do you see that? It just looks like sunscreen. Okay, so this is in the shade Kokini. I think that's what it's called. And I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this all over. And I'm just using my fingers to kind of put it all over, and then I'm using my sponge to blend it out. It's supposed to be a very lightweight product, so don't expect any like full coverage results with this. This is definitely for my natural person. This is kind of like what I was expecting already though. Like I wasn't going into this looking for a full coverage product. I do feel like it kind of concealed the redness. You guys can see the difference. Like now that it's on, redness definitely, you know, showing, and then the redness is a little bit concealed. You can still see it a little bit, but it definitely does look like it's covered. You can definitely see that this does have a little bit of that luminous finish right there. If this been like 2 years ago, I would have been like, what the F is that? Because I was not into these types of consistencies. I'm gonna apply a little bit more. I was just into very full coverage makeup. Like I loved, like, you know, the drama, the intensity of a foundation, and now that I'm older, I'm just like, I actually really appreciate this. This actually gives me the tint that I feel like a sunscreen would give me, like a physical sunscreen that has a little bit of a tint. For example, my First Aid Beauty sunscreen does have a tad bit of a tint, nothing intense. I feel like this definitely has more tint than that. This kind of reminds me a little bit of my CoverGirl Skin Milk foundation, and I am absolutely obsessed with this. So when I was going into this review, I was like, if it's something like this, I will really enjoy it, because I feel like for every day, these are like the perfect products. Like it just melts right into your skin, sits very nicely. Obviously it is luminous, as you guys can see. When we go in with concealer and a little bit of powder, we can definitely polish that up. So now we're gonna go on the other side. Also, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to shake it really well. It didn't really make a big impact, but the only impact I did notice that it probably did make was that I feel like before I shook it, it kind of looked like it had that white tint. And I think it's because it does contain that physical sunscreen, which kind of gives it a little bit of a lighter tint. But once I applied it on, I think it blended right into my complexion and looked really nice. So this is me going in with the brush. I feel like it didn't apply bad with the sponge, honestly. Like, I was actually really impressed. Like, I would do it again for sure with a sponge. I don't know why, but I feel like on my nose area, it always applies better with a sponge than a brush. I feel like the bristles kind of make the product separate, especially if it is very sheer. So I'm not the biggest fan of that, but I'll probably go in the nose and just kind of fix it up with a brush. Okay, so you guys see how now that I shook it, it looks a little bit more of the color that I thought it was, so that's good. Now it does look pretty luminous. So for somebody that has natural oils, this is like you're looking at yourself at 5 p.m. and you're like, whoa, it's time to blot. So I think this, just first impressions, I think I'm gonna go in on the nose with the sponge because it looks better. But the brush applied it really nicely. We still needed to apply the dropper on our hand twice, so it doesn't really make a difference. I would say you can get away with using either or, a sponge or a brush. It's really your preference and what you think is better for your needs. I think the person that has very dry skin is going to absolutely love this, especially for every day. Like, it just looks so nice and healthy, and it gives you that like really good glow. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put the product to the side because we don't really need it anymore. And I'm going to be applying concealer, and I think today for my concealer I want to stick to that more natural finish. I'm going to be using my CoverGirl Clean Fresh concealer, and I'm going to be showing you guys this just because I want you guys to see how it applies with the concealer, just because it is a more different consistency than what I personally have tried on my channel. But I have to say, I know some of you guys are like, oh, she's gonna hate it because it looks so luminous, but I really like it. I'm not the biggest fan of how luminous it looks right now, but I know that if I use a little bit of powder, it'll look a little bit better. I just love this more natural skin-like finish, and a plus is that I know that the ingredients in here are really clean, and they really cater, like Ilia as a brand really caters to people that really care about what they put on their skin. Like, really nice. You guys can see. Really good match. Like, it worked phenomenal on top of the skin tint. Now I'm going to be using my Beauty Bakery flour powder in Oat. I actually did a video where I tried some Beauty Bakery products. If you guys haven't seen it, please go watch it. My monthly revenue of that video goes to the Loveland Foundation, which is a charity that supports Black women and Black girls receive therapy, and I just think it's absolutely amazing. It's how I decided to do my part for Black Lives Matter, and it's a monthly thing, so definitely check out the video. But this powder by Beauty Bakery is really good. I don't want to leave it on for too long because I still want to have that super healthy look on my under eyes. So I'm literally gonna just 10 more seconds, and then I'm gonna just dust the powder away. Because the products are so lightweight, I know that it penetrates very easily and like locks everything in, so I don't have to worry about it being too intense. So I'm just taking the powder that I use, like the leftover powder, and I'm slightly dragging it, but also tapping it on the parts where I looked very luminous. So I feel like this area kind of got luminous super fast. I also want to target this area right up here, just in the slightest bit, just to kind of make sure that I can quickly like the oils. But do you guys see how, like, now that I powdered it a little bit, it kind of gives me more so of just skin-like vibes. It still has that like radiance in there, but for somebody that does have oily skin, you guys can see that the powder definitely will kind of absorb those oils. It looks really good, and I also like the fact that the color matches me pretty well. It is a little tiny bit lighter, and I think it's just because you can clearly tell there's like a tint in here. I do want to do a flash test just because I want to see how this will look with flash, in case this is something that you would consider to wear in pictures, and I'll let you guys know how it does with that. But I think because it does have that physical sunscreen, you definitely may fall into some flashback later on. But so far it looks really good. I'm very impressed with it, to be honest. I know this isn't gonna be everybody's cup of tea. This is definitely for like a specific group of people. But so far for me, it's definitely a good finish. Obviously, I wouldn't leave it without any powder because then I would look very, very dewy. And especially stepping out into this heat, I'm gonna be like super duper sweaty and it will be bad for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish off the rest of my face. I wanted to show you guys how it kind of worked with concealer and powder, and then I'll come back and give you guys my very first initial thoughts, and then we can start our wear test. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I am back. I just completed this full face of makeup. All the details will be down below in the description box. You guys can check out any of these products that I have on the face. But I'm ready to talk about the Ilia Skin Tint Serum. So I forgot to mention this earlier, but this serum is $46. So it is more on the pricier side. Ilia isn't a inexpensive brand. And I think a lot of it probably has to do with their ingredients and just, you know, they offer better ingredients. So they spend more money, so they have to have a higher price. So $46, honestly, when you think about like everything that it does contain, like how it has sunscreen and also that skin tint, that's typically what a sunscreen, like a good sunscreen, would range for. And if you also put into consideration that the fact that this is also makeup in a way, I feel like it's a pretty good deal because you get 2 in 1. So 46 isn't too bad. I actually did also do a flash test to kind of see how this does with flash. There is a little bit of a flashback, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like if you're like in a very dark setting, there's gonna be a lot of flashback. But I definitely would say with this, be mindful of the flashback in there. But other than that, like even with the flash, like I was zooming into the picture, my skin looks pretty good. Like it looked pretty nice and smooth, very skin-like. It literally looked like my skin. Like I was really impressed. I also really do appreciate the fact that with this skin tint, my blush went on so well. I used the Flower Beauty blush in Warm Hibiscus. I'm very impressed with just how it's laying on top. For bronzer, I did use my Cookie Cosmetics matte bronzer, and that also applied really well. I just used it on the outer parts of the face. Also, we have to put into consideration that we do wear masks now, so I want to see how it's gonna do with this mask. So in the area where I can feel, yeah, it definitely does feel a little bit sticky, so I feel like it may transfer easier. I feel like whenever I've used sticky products, I've noticed them transfer a little bit faster than foundations that don't have that sticky feeling, or skin tints that don't have that sticky feeling. So right now it is 9:21 a.m. We got a pretty early start and we're gonna begin the day to see if this Ilia Skin Tint Serum is worth your cash or not. So stay tuned. Hey guys, I don't know what that was. Hey guys, I'm back. Right now it is 3:46 p.m. I'm actually listening to Taylor Swift's new album that just came out today. I've literally listened to this album like 3 times already. It is so good. I think it's her best work yet. It is so bomb. But nonetheless, I'm here to talk about the skin tint. So this is how we're looking at 3:46 p.m., almost 4 p.m. It's been quite a few hours since the morning. And you guys can see the skin, it looks very, very fresh. We are picking up some dew. So for my oily skin people, this may be a big issue for you, but I don't mind it too bad, to be completely honest. I'm probably just gonna go ahead and blot it really quickly. I don't have any blotting tissues or a blotting sponge to blot it right now, but you guys can see what it looks like. Also, real quick, it did transfer a little bit right around here, I wanna say, for my mask, but I actually thought it would transfer more. It actually didn't transfer as much as I thought this would, which is definitely a positive because you guys have seen some of my other products that I've tested out recently. There's a lot of transfer. This one isn't too bad, so I'm impressed with that aspect of it. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna carry on with the rest of my day, and then I'll see you guys at the very end of the day to give you my final thoughts. So see you guys later. Okay guys, so I am back right now. It is 7:29 p.m., pretty much 7:30. But I just wanted to end off this wear test of the Ilia Skin Tint. So I have to say, you guys can see, and you guys can be the judge of it. Everybody's gonna have different opinions. We are still a little bit dewy. The last time I saw you guys was during my check-in, and I did have to blot after. But after that, I didn't blot at all. I just kind of wanted to see how this is gonna do just with itself. And I have to say, The glow is definitely there. It could be a lot more dewy for somebody that has oily skin like me. I've had experiences where I have certain products that are much more dewy than this, but I overall really love how it looks on the skin, how it lays on the skin. I feel like it just gives my skin such a youthful look. I also have to say I really appreciate the fact that it didn't really come off my face as much as I thought it would, considering how light this product is. I was expecting more of the product to kind of like separate through the wearing of the mask, but I didn't really have any issues with that. Very minimal, I feel like just right here, but it wasn't as severe as I thought it would be. The only area where I did experience a little bit more product remove was my nose, but I have mentioned earlier in this video and also in other videos that I feel like my nose tends to have issues of makeup coming off easier. I feel like that's just for everybody. But that's the one thing that I noticed. But overall, I have to say, I think this is a very beautiful product, especially for my dry skin people, like dry to normal skin. I feel like you will absolutely love this. My people that love natural makeup looks, this will be the one for you. And with that sunscreen added on top, I think it's fantastic. I actually spent a little bit today looking through their website and kind of seeing what they had, because I was curious to want to know what else I could later on buy from them, and I saw they had an amazing powder that I want to check out. They also have a foundation, and I did see the foundation when I went to Sephora to purchase this, but I wanted to try the skin tint because I feel like I have so many foundations that I first wanted to give this skin tint a try before I went into the foundation, especially because I know that they are very well known for clean beauty, amazing ingredients, and so I wanted to really kind of see how this worked for me. I do recommend this for my person who loves a natural, clean look. So you can definitely check Ilia out at Sephora and also on their website. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys. I am so excited that I was able to get my hands on an Ilia product, because now I know that I definitely want to check out more products for them. And if you guys did enjoy watching this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing these types of videos for you guys. Don't forget that my Too Faced Born This Way matte foundation is coming very soon, so stay tuned because I got you guys covered. And what else do I want to say? Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to my channel. My name is Jessica, and I make videos on all things beauty, and I wouldn't want you guys to miss the fun for the world. So subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I think that's all I have for you guys. So I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend. Stay blessed, stay safe, stay beautiful, and I'll be seeing you guys very soon for a brand new video. Bye guys.